at your hands and ask these hands, are you in the right church? Amen. You may be seated. First, I must say that I was raised in what I call a divided house. My mother was Baptist. She was a member of the Peace Chapel Baptist Church. My father was an AME. He was a member of Rock Temple AME Church. And as I was growing up, we only had church services at Peace Chapel once a month. And that was on the third Sunday of the month. And my dad had church every Sunday in the month. Now my mother didn't care how many Sundays I went to church at Rock Temple. But on the third Sunday, I was going to be at Peace Chapel. And I discovered that I'm not so sure when I look back over my life that I should have been in Peace Chapel rather than Rock Temple. But because my dad had decided that he did not want to fight that battle of what church I was going to join, my dad gave in to my mom and allowed me to join Peace Chapel Baptist Church. So on September the 15th, 1957, I was baptized as a little young child. Can I get a witness here? Well, as I look today, I wonder how many of us in here today are involved, Rock, because of Mama Nell. Are you here because your family joined this church some years ago? Are you in this church because you grew up in this church? But my question to you today is, are you in the right church? Now, how do we tell whether or not somebody is in the right church or not? Well, I think we can consider some things by an author by the name of Robin Gould. And the author Gould wrote a book, and it was called Proper Attitudes Toward Leadership. And in that book, they suggest several things to determine whether or not we are in the right church. Let me just give you a few things for you to ponder over today, and you can decide after the sermon is over whether or not you're in the right church or not. If you're in a church or ministry or fellowship where you cannot agree with the ministry, church or fellowship, then you need to ask, did God place me where I am? Secondly, if you cannot receive your leader as being sent from God, you are in the wrong place. Now, if every Sunday after church and you're sitting around the dinner table and you're having roast preacher instead of roast beef, you're in the wrong place. Well, tell me, my brothers and sisters, why is it that people can roast the pastor every Sunday, every day, but you keep on coming back to the same church? Why are there so many eating places around Conyers? The reason why you got a variety of places is because you can pick and choose where you want to eat. Now there's a Checkers hamburger place. There's McDonald's. There's Wendy's. There's Burger King. All of these places serve hamburgers. Can I get a witness here? But Wendy's hamburgers don't taste like McDonald's hamburgers. Can I get a witness here? Because they are a little bit different. Well, let me just share with y'all another example here. If what is being served where you are now is not to your taste, let me say that again. If what is being served where you are right now, and it does not suit your taste, everybody else. Just go somewhere else. And then there are two seafoods that I love. One is calamari, and the other one is alligator. Amen. And there are several places I have discovered that serve some good calamari. One of them is called Papa Doug's. Another one is Capitol Grill, and the other one is Arizona. Now, one thing I've discovered is that the sauce at Arizona tastes better than any other place I've eaten calamari. But I can't go to Papa Doug's. Come on, man. And tell them they need to change their sauce and make it like Arizona sauce, because what they will do is tell me to get out and go to Arizona. Come on, somebody. Never try to force things.
That's right, go ahead.
Don't take the attitude that I'm going to stay here and God's going to use me to change this place. I might need to tell you that might be a lie. Come on, somebody. If you cannot agree with your pastor, go to him or her privately. And if you cannot agree with him or her, then leave that pastor in church, but don't leave with bitterness. Finally, you cannot agree with the spiritual leader of your church. You should find another church where you can operate in harmony and in agreement. All right. I got some more stuff I want to tell you. Then I'm going to get to the word. Amen. Don't y'all get quiet on me. There's a guy by the name of Dr. Samuel Chan. And Dr. Samuel Chan wrote a book that's entitled, Who's Holding Your Ladder?
All right.
I don't care who you are, somebody's holding your ladder. One of the things he says in the book about who's holding your ladder, he asks where he says, if you don't grow, you got to go. All right. Let me say that again. If you don't grow, you got to go. Let me put it in church language. If you're the same Christian today as you were last year this time, you're not growing. Secondly, when you got people holding your ladder, make sure your ladder holders know your vision. You don't want just anybody holding your ladder. If they don't know where you're trying to go, you don't need to have them holding your ladder. Well, this might shock you, my brothers and sisters, but let me tell you that the person that's holding your ladder when you're going up 20 feet may not be the same person you need to hold the ladder when you're going 45 feet. Sometimes we need to tell folk we don't do that here. Now this might shock some of y'all because, you know, I grew up in the church where we did a lot of this, but God did not perform his work with